All right. Yeah. And let's jump into our normal programming.
Back to our normal program. Um, okay, we actually got a lot of questions and comments on this topic. So we wanted to hit it right out of the gate. Spring market. What the heck is it? When is it? And why is it important?
Yeah. So our spring market is kind of like our hot season. Chicago is a very seasonal city. And so this is kind of like the start of the year, which is great. The start date typically is like the first week of February. So right after the Super Bowl. But yeah, so it is our like busiest time of the year. So and it also kind of sets a precedent for the year. So
Yeah, and I mean, I think the things that I would add to that is that's all really correct. In terms of timing, we definitely say it starts right after February 1st, first week in February, typically runs through the end of June. It's the time that we have the most amount of homes on the market, so the most inventory as well as the most choice. But we also have the most competition. The most buyers are going to be out there as well. A lot of agents, we're not so much this way, but a lot of agents are very front loaded on the year with the amount of business we do. We have a lot of strategies using the back end of the year too,
totally.
but it is the time that tends to be the busiest. We do see that pricing tends to be at its highest during that as well, and that the market can be, depending on the market conditions, most competitive.
Yeah.
So,
And we're getting into that already. So, but I mean, like the other thing also to mention is the last couple of years, the start of the spring market is February 1st, but the last couple of years, we've seen it actually creep into January for people trying to get a jump start on it prior to it getting really competitive.
no, we've seen it since the start of COVID that every year, and this is what we were talking about last year, is that the market started up by the second week of January. So there wasn't really this slow roll into it. Sure, it's not instantaneous. It doesn't happen like that. But we go from feeling like, okay, prep, and now we're doggy paddling like heck to keep our heads above water. Wait, we're at 25th and 26th hour in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, the why is it important? I think the thing that's important about spring market is it really depends on what somebody's trying to accomplish.
Totally.
If it's a seller that comes to us and says, I want to net the highest sales price and that's my biggest priority, spring market is probably their time. If it's a buyer that has a very unique need and inventory is really important to them, once again, that's probably pretty important. Now, on the flip side, if it's somebody that's looking to maybe do something in a little bit of a softer market, that might be a different strategy at a different time of year. But for the people that are looking for the most amount of inventory or trying to get the strongest pricing, we tend to see that then. And we also know a big fuel in this is that because we have a lot of our, especially first-time buyers coming out of the rental
Leases
market,
are coming up.
leases are up end of April, end of May, and that is a big driving force of this.
Yeah.
As well as the final piece that nobody ever wants to spend their glorious summertime months with us.
Yeah, I think festival season comes in and they're like, I just don't want to. I need to right now it's great because again, February and March, it's crappy outside and nobody wants to be outside. So you're online on your computer and that's like, people are online shopping, so they're shopping for houses.
As we say, it's our spring market, but it certainly doesn't feel like spring.
Yeah.